as we said, welcome to Touch Base Daily. It is our Tip Tuesday. I'm going to get this in real fast. How to photograph fireworks with your smartphone, July 4th edition. And the reason why this is really geared towards the smartphones, because a lot of folks take photos with their smartphones and they always get trash photos. And they're like, why are my firework photos so horrible? Because not everybody gets to walk around with a big DSLR or a mirrorless camera, professional cameras, and big high-end hobby cameras. Most people are going to check out the fireworks at their park, their city, to check out the fireworks, but they want to photograph those fireworks. And instead of having sucky firework pictures, here are some tips that are going to help you today. Let's listen in. Get your pad and paper out. Let's learn. It's time to learn how to photograph fireworks with your smartphone. Here we go. Elevate your creative firework photos. Unlock the power of taking firework photographs. Number one, the first thing you need to do, scout your spot early. Arrive before sunset to find a clean vantage point with a clear view of the sky. Guys, when I used to go to the Macy's Day fireworks here in New York City, before I had this apartment, and now I can see it from my house, my window, I used to camp out at what we call the Brooklyn Promenade. Get there around 2 o'clock. It will already be people there, because people would bring their lunches, their bags of food, their lunch boxes and all that stuff. And everybody's just camped out on the promenade back in the old days. Now the fireworks can be seen from many places in New York City. But you want to make sure you scout out where you can take the best photos. I used to go the day before, a couple of days before, and say, oh, this is where the barges are going to be. I need to be in this spot. Let's continue the thought. Look for foreground elements like city skylines, monuments, or silhouettes of people to add context to your story. Right? The context to your story. Because on this platform, we're always talking about visual storytelling. That's how we are using our smartphones, for visual storytelling. Next one. Number 2, turn off the flash. Duh. You would say that I'm teasing, but most people do not turn on their flash. They think for some miraculous reason that turning on the flash at night is a good thing. No. Your flash is mostly for daylight. Sunny days. Taking pictures with shadows and filling in the light. It's called fillers. But at nighttime, no flash. Flash won't help at long distances. The fireworks are in the sky. Your flash will not help you. Number 2, HDR can struggle with fast, high contrast bursts. Better to keep it off for cleaner exposures. Most of our cameras have HDRs. Cut that function off. HDRs, cut it off if you're going to take pictures of fireworks, because the eyeball of the computer is searching and it's moving and it cannot focus. So take the HDR, cut it off. Turn off the flash and HDR. HDR is good for other stuff, but it's not good for fireworks. Number 3, use manual controls if available. On most of our phones, we can put our phones in manual mode or what we call professional mode. On the iPhone, it's called Pro mode. If you're on a Android, it's usually called professional. If you have a professional in camera, like a Lightroom camera, there's cameras you can put onto your phone and put them in professional mode. Lower the ISO to 100, 200 to reduce the grain, which is hard. I know it's hard. Sometimes you may have to bump it up just a little more. But in these days, you can go with 300, 400 and be okay. Slow your shutter speed. Let's try again. Slow the shutter speed 2 to 4 seconds if your app allows to catch the light trails. Like you see these trails. This is called trails. When you see how this woman is looking at the light, the trails, like that is beautiful blossoming of the trails of the fireworks. Use a slower shutter speed. Slow the mouth speed. Thank you, Adrian. Got excited there. Okay, use a third-party app like Glide, Pro Camera, or Lightroom model for more control. I still love the Lightroom mobile camera. If you have the Lightroom app, if you look at the little icon, there's a camera set for your Lightroom. And then it automatically goes to your Lightroom editing tools. I always trust the Adobe Lightroom. That is not a promotion for Adobe Lightroom, but I do use them. Okay, number 4, stay steady. Stay steady. Use a tripod or a mini stand, or lean your iPhone or your Android against a surface, right? If you can find a place where you can get I always stand near the railing. Back, when I had my, other little cameras, I would always try to get there early so I can be right in the front, so I can be at the railing, and then I can put the phone on the railing and then just lean it up and then press the shutter. Click, 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 click. And on some of your phones, you can assign different buttons on your phone to be the shutter button. I was able to log in and say, okay, let's log in. I'll be able to put the phone on the fence or the rail and point it slide up and take the shot. Okay. And then again, also, if you want good shots, but this doesn't give you that the in the moment, because you may miss it. But it does help. It's called this. Tap your screen to lock focus on a distant object. Now that's what you do with a regular camera. But it is important to take, we talked about that little square box that's on your screen. You can lock that focus point on a particular place on the skyline. And then that way, every time you take a picture, it's already focused, because it's already focused according to that. And now you just start snapping and you don't have to worry about it because it's on lock focus. All of our cameras have lock focus. And that will reduce the motion blur with a 2-second timer. I don't like the 2-second timer for fireworks. I use it very rarely, but a lot of folks do say they like to use the 2-second timer. I don't. Okay. Number 5, don't zoom. Oh, I say that all the time. Do not zoom. Crop later. Do not zoom. Crop later. Digital zoom will degrade the quality. Shoot wide, then crop in during editing if needed. Take the picture in your wide. Do not use the zoom. Do not use your digital zoom. Now, on your camera, you do have 3, for most of the new cameras, you have 3 lenses. If you type on wide, normal, tight, it automatically goes to those lenses without any touching or moving and creating digital zoom. So the first tap is going to take you straight to that first setting on that lens. So use that. Okay, next, experiment with live photos or burst mode. Now, not all phones have burst mode. In some cameras, it's called continuous mode. So put your camera on continuous mode. Or if you have an Android, I know it's called burst mode. I don't think we have that on the Apple phone. I haven't discovered it yet. Burst mode. Burst mode. And also, this will okay, here's iPhones. Try live photos to capture brief motion. Androids use burst mode to increase chances of the perfect frame. So you put it on burst mode, you click the button, it's going to give you like in some cases 12 photos, sometimes it gives you 30 photos all in one snap. Click, and then you just sort through them and you're going to get a perfect shot. Okay, so put it in burst mode if you have it, Android people. And I can't believe I'm saying we iPhoners, iPhone people, try live photos to capture the brief motion. Okay, next, number 7, frame for the unexpected. This is a really good one for all you photographers out there, and all the career photographers. They know this. Fireworks are dynamic, composed with intention, but be ready to adjust. You got to be on it. Sometimes you may lose that focus on that one building. You're going to have to move fast and go to another building. The barges are sliding over, because they're on water. I mean, here in New York City, they're sliding, they're moving. So these fireworks are not always going to be in the same place, because as the barges are moving, the fireworks are moving. So you may have to adjust that focus point that we just talked about. It's dynamic. Also, include reactions or the crowd to create layered storytelling. This is important. Like you see here, we got the photo of the father and son possibly looking out at the fireworks. That's how you tell a story. So don't just take pictures of the fireworks. Create a story. Create a story. Next, the bonus. This is the bonus round, y'all. The bonus round. Go abstract. Try slow panning or intentional camera movement for artistic, painterly fireworks streaks. And what we mean by that is, how to best describe it? Take your photo, take your camera, and if you put your camera on slow speeds, if you take your camera and do different things like move the camera to like this while it's on slow speed, you start painting abstract pictures by doing that. Because the shutter speed is so slow, you're able to move. So you're not technically taking pictures of the exact fireworks, but you're making pictures like a painting, like a painter would do, with the movement of your camera in slow shutter speeds. I learned that trick from my time in South Carolina when I had a photographer's the Charleston photography company took us on a tour, and one of the instructors, she says, "You want to know how to paint the horizon?" And I was like, "Paint the horizon?" And she had me put my shutter speed at a low, and then took my ISO and brought it to like 100. And then she had me follow the horizon on the beach. And it was early in the morning, so you have all these beautiful colors layered. And what she did was she says, "Now take your camera, change the shutter speed, put your f-stop at 10 or higher, and just line it with the horizon and keep going left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right." And I came up with some beautiful abstract pictures. So there's also tricks of the trade, and there's many more of those kind of tricks, but that's a bonus. If you want to try it on this weekend, 4th of July. Take your camera, Put it on the low, slow, this very slow shutter speed. Kind of like play with it a little bit, and just do left and right. Start with that. Then you can also do up and down, right? The same motion, up and down, up and down, up and down. I've seen people do zigzags like this. Okay, so you can create paintings with your camera. Okay, I think we got it. There, wait. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? This is your time to ask questions. You have 1 minute. Do you have a question? Do you have a question? So this week, what kind of firework photos will you capture? That's my question to you. There you have it. There you have it. I hope that this will be a blessing to you, informative to you. I hope that you will have gained some knowledge, and I can't wait to see your firework photos. Send them to me. Instagram, Ron Lewis Photos. Send them to me, right?